The 533 Tiny Trainer has been my favorite ship for a while now, and after a few modifications like Decased in the Vista, I've been able to take my FPV experience from this to this glorious HD thanks to the DJI FPV system. Coming up next on the channel. So another sacrificial quad here, donating a CROSSFIRE system so that way we could go ahead and do this Tiny Trainer HD with the Vista Decased, little bit of modifications and stuff like that going on. Got my favorite ship in HD and keeping it as true as I can to the original form. We're using the 35 amp JME HCU, whatever it's called. This is pretty nice. This is the new version with the bigger pads. Saved about 7.5 to 8 grams by trimming off the canopy, decasing the Vista, and then getting rid of the stuff in the back that has the little 3D printed platform that usually your Pro Nano 32 and CROSSFIRE would sit on. Just running a regular linear antenna on there. Everything is good. Got an oversized print here that fits the DJI FPV camera, no problem. Running the 1404, 4000 some kV motors, not the tiny turners. Would like to get those. Here's a look at the 4-ride that's going to be coming up, and those beautiful FPV cycle motors working on this build right now. But thanks to the DJI goggles and the Tango 2, I now have a beautiful portable HD system. So this actually came together a lot better than I thought it was going to. The one downside is I used to fly Falco X on this. I had to get rid of Falco X and go ahead and go with Betaflight 4.2.2, JESC 48K running on the ESCs for the RPM filtering. 533 and Evan Turner does have a 4.2 Betaflight dump, I guess you would call it, to put on here. Doesn't really change a whole lot, so I've went totally different with the filterings and the PIDs and made things kind of the way that I wanted to. Makes it a little bit more difficult with this one with the little canopy because you don't have access to anything on there. You know, you have to, I already had to do some trimming on the canopy to fit the Vista. Just used some 16 millimeter and 18 millimeter M2s, and you can see how those are just threaded all the way up. And the nice thing about the Vista is that that's aluminum on the top, so you really don't even need press nuts or nothing like that. It just really just will thread and tighten all the way up on all 4 corners there. So I was able to fit everything into the little package here. Printed the oversized mount that Copper Top FPV had on there. Go check out his video on this if you would like. He is the one that basically showed me that this was possible, which is just fantastic. Now 533 does sell an HD conversion kit if you don't want to go through all this, that uses taller standoffs and a top plate. But then that kind of takes away from the look of the whole thing because it's meant to be like a mini DRL Racer 4 or whatever they're going to be running when they come back. So it's just awesome. Everything looks great and it flies really good. I'm very happy with the tune right now. I can do anything else that I need to do through the goggles. Thank goodness that you can have that functionality with Betaflight. So that way I was able to go ahead and re-secure the canopy and go ahead and get this baby back in the air. Besides that, there's really no other mods I don't think that I had to do. I guess that's enough when it comes to modifications. Everything is working and performing perfectly. We'll take a look at some flight footage and show you how awesome it is to fly a great little 3-inch through some pretty cool gaps and just cruising around. So final flight from last night. Got everything tuned up, ready to go. Still working on rates a little bit, but you can just see just how good the video looks and how smooth this thing flies. This is always my little trouble area back here and behind the house. I was flying this around most of the time at 200 milliwatts, also was flying at 700, had no problems with heat or anything like that. Unless I took some time to land and do some PIDs or something, then I would get a throttling, overheating alert, and I would just go ahead and take off. But you can see how awesome it is. I flew this same kind of like little course that I made before with in analog, and man, I can see things just totally different now with HD, of course, and that this ship flies almost exactly the same. I'm really trying to get it to tune the way that it was. Now, it kind of has, it's definitely not a freestyle monster. It's a little bit heavy for a 3-inch, but it's made to have kind of like a little bit more of a dull flight performance because, you know, the Racer 4s are extremely heavy as well. So that's pretty much what it's for. And you can see I was flying there. I'm like, I'm going to fly around that gap the next time I come back through here. And I will do that here as we keep on watching the video. So it will go really fast if you gun it. It will go really slow if you want to. So just the overall performance of the ship, it's just why I love it so much, because it just really has a good linear flight feel. Like, it doesn't pop straight up in the air when you hit the throttle. It kind of gradually comes as you're going forward. So it's just a really unique flight experience since that battery is down there and the prop level and the flight controller and everything are so squished, which is why I really worked hard to do the modifications on this and did not want to go with any kind of HD kit, because not only did I want it to look like a Racer 4, but I didn't want to take away from the flight performances that I was getting beforehand. The only thing I did do was I lost all of the pretty lighting that I had on there, but I will give up the lighting for the ability to do this any day. So that is going to do it for this little build, guys. Loving this thing. If you have any questions, please let me know. Get the 4-ride build in the background, working on that right now. It's raining outside, so hopefully we'll have that done today and we could do some testing on that. Also got a list race for no prep drag tonight, so things have been kind of shaky on that front, but more videos coming on that too. So thanks a lot, guys, and we will talk to you later. Peace.